Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. As a Terry Cloud Surfer here, ready to start an astrology and spirituality live stream. Today we talk about Mars in Aries, and let's get ready. Time for passion, motivation, aggressiveness and frustration in a more expressive way, a more external way, in a more creative, new and unblocking blockages way. Also, it will be easier to jump into passion and aggressiveness when it's not justified, but it's always better, or most of the times it's better to be more passionate and aggressive if it is about your personal life, personal interests, and personal insecurities, right? If it's about some like random ass subject, random ass situation that you have no power and control over, it doesn't really affect your personal life, who gives a damn, right? You shouldn't be passionate about those things, right? Or frustrated. Okay? But in case of doubt, right? It's always better to be passionate and aggressive about your personal space, your perspective, or others' perspective about you, right? And I've been saying this for a little while because Mercury has been in Aries as well. And now with Mars in Aries, there is an extra emphasis. Welcome to the live stream, Stephen. There is an extra emphasis in making sure that you create your own image in terms of your personal interests, your personal life, your passions, motivation, anger, and frustrations, and also creativity, and most importantly, spiritual belief system, right? Especially the fact that you believe in yourself, because if you don't create that image, and now with Mars in Aries, if you don't express that image, right, others will create their own image about you. And then it might be their random ass interpretation about you, your life, and your creativity. While if you do it, if you present it to others, fact number one, they will not create a random image of you because you will have your own intellectual property and authority of yourself and your personal life in their mind. And if they have a wrong perception about you, you can correct them. And then we can hurt them. We can make them like we are a little bit ego, but that's the point. That's why you exist. That's why you have a solar chakra. That's why you have a sun sign. And that's why the most predominant system in the world is capitalism, where there is meritocracy, or something where you climb the ladder with your merit, with your work, because it's all about your uniqueness and individuality. And you better believe it, with Mars in Aries, there ain't no way around that. It's time to show and be your unique self in a passionate, frustrated if necessary way. And our society has been pushing away the notion that frustration or aggressiveness or a bit of ruthlessness and a bit of tough interactions is a bad thing. For example, it comes to my mind immediately the term politically correct, right? Where you can say certain stuff, right? So by America, you guys don't have free speech. People can say the N word. People can say things about Jews. People can say this. People can say that. So you don't have free speech. But that's for another topic, right? What I'm coming at right now, it's in more personal levels, right? Where sometimes you can distinguish a real connection, right, through the amount of aggressive or toxic behavior between each other, right? Like a real couple can make fun of each other or be there to correct each other, right? And they still be a couple, and not only that, the relationship will be stronger and deeper. A fake couple or a fake friend, they will not able to tolerate each other creativity, individuality, and realness, and a bit of rough interaction, but that's necessary. That's how we create the world, and that's how you come to be. That's how you get that desire, that passion, that will to go to a new space, that will to evolve. Why you think we have growth pains, right? Why you think it's uncomfortable to leave the previous space to go to a new space? Because it's all that energy of collision, friction, movement. you rubbing against each other, you rubbing against something else, I mean, right? So we really need to clear out that perspective that it's wrong, right? It's not wrong, but it also shouldn't be everywhere, right? Keep it cute until it's not. And then when it's not, you should be really able to be like, hey, hold up, you've been doing this, you've been doing that, you've been speaking like this, you make me look like that. Fuck that. Here's all what I think about this situation, and you better believe it, you can't prove me wrong, because I have my own 2 cents about this. And if you're really into that subject, if you're really into that perspective or into that scenario, whatever's going on, even if you're wrong, you're coming across aggressive or passionate, or you're relieving your frustration, and if you really like on point spiritually, you might be missing out some facts, you might be missing out some events that happened or why they happened, but other spirits around you will see, bro, he really cares about that. So even though he's wrong about something, I will actually care more about his perspective and help him make things right, instead of just don't give a fuck and betray you or go talk shit in your back, you know, because it's all about showing that passion, your personal perspective, your presence, right? And with Mars in Aries, we have to be really showing our authority. That's why reason in my tarot deck, for an example, the card Aries is the Emperor, because you have to create your empire. You have to be the emperor of your life. It's not meaning you should conquer others and whatnot, but you should be the emperor on your life. You should be a figure, an image of authority when it comes to your personal life, personal insecurities, personal interests, creativity, and spiritual belief system. And then where we come to the most spiritual part, which is nowadays, and I hate this shit, most people are content with not knowing or believing that the universe is some random shit that makes no sense, which that in itself makes no sense, right? Because first, you should always believe in one thing or 2 things, which is all possibilities and your goddamn self. If you don't, bro, I'm sorry, but I ain't respecting your opinion, right? And then, like, we are the reason that the universe exists as it exists, okay? Of course, I'm not saying we created the whole universe, which we did, but the physical substance around you, you have more responsibility, you have more percentage level in creating that. Like a star, millions of light years ago, you also helped creating that, but with way less impact, with way less responsibility, with way less of your power. So that's why it doesn't affect you as much as the sun affects you, right? Imagine if you move to Finland or a land where in certain times of the year you have certain days where it's night 20 hours, you will change, you better believe it. Or if you go to Africa near the equator line, where it's very hot, humid, and it is a lot of sun, and the sun hits you in a different angle, you will change as well. You better believe it. But these stars millions of light years away, they can explode. You don't give a fuck. You don't even know what's going on. And that's also why, right, there is a lot of planets and stars in our solar system, but astrology only studies as far as the 88 constellations and the 7 planets, the 10 planets, right? Because then Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, and some asteroids. Because the other ones are there, but they don't influence us enough for us to keep track of it and create allegories. Because basically, astrology is like you studying a planet, knowing that you created that planet, and you or us as a collective were a part of that planet, and we did specific things, we vibed in specific frequencies to create that planet. That's why they're different, right? So when you study that planet, you can actually study a part of yourself, because you use that part, or all of us together use those parts of ourselves to create Mars. And what is that part of ourselves? Passion, motivation, aggressiveness, and frustration. And then that manifested into physical attributes, your blood, your flesh, right? And not only your blood, but the connections between your blood and your flesh, or your blood vessels and your flesh, for an example, right? But in general, Mars in Aries, let's keep straight to the point in what I'm saying. It's all about initiating new, creative, unique, and individual ways to be more in touch, to be more present, and be more seen through your passions, motivations, anger, and frustration, and to be on par with your creativity and spiritual belief systems, right? And the world might not be ready for it, because most people, like I said, believe in nothing, or they believe that the universe is random and it makes no sense, or they believe in fake gods like religion and Christianity, and they have these confusing allegories. Like, for me personally, I don't like religion because it's always about lowering yourself, right, to answer this Lord, this person, this being above you. And if you behave wrongly, you're gonna get punished. If you don't do what they say you should do, you're not gonna, you ain't gonna get good things from life. And if you see yourself as like too much, if you too much yourself, you're gonna get punished. Bro, no. That just makes no sense. I don't know. And bro, and this actually, it's like, it doesn't happen like a lot, but it happens enough to become a meme, right? Which is people that are into astrology / spirituality, a lot of them then go into Christianity, right? Which is so stupid, bro. How you go from studying the universe, studying yourself, to be under another being? How? It makes zero sense to me, and I'm asking in both of like kind of making fun of those people, but also like with a genuine curiosity. How does the fuck that happen, right? How you chose? Because one thing is people that are like in religion since they were born, their parents were very strong with that. They were baptized with 1 year old. Like, I was baptized with 1 year old, but fuck that. My parents weren't really strong about that, about religion. They just did it out of fear, because where I live, and I'm sure in many other places, parents, like my parents did, they baptize their kids because they are afraid that if something happened to their kids, like if their kids die, they don't go to heaven. It's more out of fear, which is also another reason why religion ain't shit, right? But yeah, I don't understand how you go from astrology to Christianity or any religion where you are under somebody else. You are under this supposed being. Like, no, that makes no sense. The only being you're under is your goddamn self. Yes, we live on a bigger being, but that doesn't mean we are under it. It doesn't mean that being rules over me. No, nobody rules over me. That's the point of individuality. That's the point of spirituality. It's recognizing your power in creating reality, in changing reality, and getting up your ass and do something that you come up with, that you have the will and passion to do so. Even if it doesn't make sense to you in a logical standpoint, it makes to you as in you feel good about it, you feel excited, you feel like you expanding, you going somewhere, you feeling like you're raising up, you feeling like you getting more excited, you feeling like you I don't want to sound cliche or like new agey, but like you feel like you elevating, you feel like you doing something that feels and is very different from what you did before. Even if it's the same thing, you have a different perspective, you have a different reason and meaning behind it, right? And Mars in Aries, it's all about that, right? Because actually Mars, or what we call Mars, is how you get out of this system. That's why Mars is normally associated with the number 9, which means elevation. And if you think about it, 9 is like you go up and then you do this. You create an awareness on a higher position, on a higher frequency, right? And Mars, and if you think about it, in most scenarios, it is some passion or some frustration that makes you change or go from one location to another, go from one situation to another, leave a toxic relationship, find a better job, actually stop procrastinating. Is always Mars. Always. Right? And actually, that's another thing that our society is doing kind of wrong, which is they're getting their motivation from the wrong places. Like they want to raise up the ranks of their company to look better, or to stomp down on others, or to please their parents, or to not be shameful when they connect with other groups of people. That's the wrong motivation. They might have Mars in Libra, they might have Mars in Gemini, they might have Mars in Pisces or whatever, but that's the wrong motivation. You should be motivated to be a better person and to have more space, time, and resources to be your goddamn self and get into your creativity and what you think it's really important in your life, personally speaking, without having external elements tell you what is important, right? Because everybody should have their own definition of what is important, and today's society really tries to make sure we all think the same when it comes about what's really important. That event over there, that war over there, that crisis over there, that thing over there. Like, and we can't be mad if somebody doesn't care about like something on the world that is not about their personal life. We can't be mad about that, right? For example, I stream on Twitch, I play some games on Twitch, and when this Israel thing was happening, actually maybe 6 months ago, like over the summer, almost a year ago, somebody was like, "Oh, you know what's happening with that political party over there in Israel?" And I was like, I didn't knew what was going on, and I was playing Age of Empires 4, which has different civilizations, and I made a joke. The joke that I made was just this: "Oh, is that?" They said a name, I don't remember. Or is that you know what's going on with that thing? And I said, I don't know what that is. Is that a new civilization? And they got extremely mad, and they called me names, and they attacked my character because they had some family over there. Like, first, I don't know what's going on. I don't give a fuck if your family is there, my bad, but hold on. And you shouldn't really. Like, if it's not your mother, if it's not your father, if it's not your kid, if it's not your brother or sister, you shouldn't care as well. They're far away from you, they're not a part of your personal life, and you shouldn't care. Now, I'm not saying like you shouldn't give a fuck, but the percentage level of care that you should have shouldn't be very much. And we have to be more realistic about these things, right? I might be sounding very cool, but it's true. If you are reacting and responding to these events in the world, and even with family members that are really far away and that they are not close to you personally, you're not being efficient with your emotion and energy, right? And this is one of the things that people might not be ready to accept, but it's true. This is very true. This is very true. You should only really care about a few selected people that are a part of your soul group, not even your family, right? Your soul group, not your family. But most people just be like, I'm a family. Bro, they ain't helping you get richer, get more powerful, get into your creativity and individuality, and they have no spiritual belief system. So why should you care so much about them? Because you came from the same flesh group. So that means that instead of you using them as spiritual support, you are using them as fleshly support, which is getting you away from your spirit. It's getting you further away from God, aka all possibilities. Alright? And that ain't it, chief. That ain't it. And people might not be ready to listen to this. But it's true. Bro, it's true. Trust me. I know. Like, I still connect with my family. I still have a couple friends, but I don't care about them. I don't care about them nearly as I care about me and my beautiful partner. And that's it, that's all. Right? Because I know we ain't that close. But I have friends that I know them literally since I was 6 months old, because we were in the same kindergarten. And our mothers, they had us, they spent some months with us at home, and they had to go back to work. So when we were 6 months, we were already in the kindergarten together. And we went from the primary school, the kindergarten, to the first grade, all the way, some of them to the 12th grade. So it was a lot of time, almost my entire life. And once I became a bit more aware of myself and what the world really is, I was like, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. These people do not share the same values and spiritual belief system than me. And it all started because I was very sure about myself, and I was seeing them accepting external elements that were telling them that they weren't enough, or they should be less of themselves and they should lower themselves down. And they were agreeing with each other about that shit. And I was like, nah, this is some witchcraft. At the time, I didn't have these words on my vocabulary, but now looking back, I realized that's some witchcraft, and they allowed, and guess what? That's how this today's world kind of work. There is not a single person throwing witchcraft at you. It's not like you have a person directly witchcrafting you. You have these elements of witchcraft in the air, and then if you don't have a strong enough belief in yourself, you're gonna accept those things. Because the first world, the Western world, was built on that. On first comes the we, then the I. No, without I there is no we. First comes society, then comes you. No, without me there is no. Without us as individual beings there is no society, right? And even like when you kids, you punished for being kind of yourself, right? And that's not right. And of course, me, Aquarius Stellium, I was never on that side. I was like, hold on, wait a minute, something ain't right. And I always knew it, I always felt it. I couldn't like grab it logically or have the right vocabulary for it, but I always understood something wasn't right, right? Yeah, hive mind, yeah, it's not really that that's true also, but I'm hitting at something a bit more specific, which is like you agreeing with an external element that brings you down. And you'd be like, I'm not enough, I'm being too much of myself, I believe too much on myself, I have these plans but I will never be able to do it, this is just not possible, and you think you can do it? Nah, you can't do it, because the world says you can't, you know what I'm saying? Hi everybody, hi Steven, hi Daria, hi Anita, how you doing? We're doing good, or what? You know what I'm saying? And that's some bullshit. Bro, if you ask me, and the thing is, I was always this very upfront person, and I just told them, bro, like, you guys, you ain't it, right? And bro, and they will fight me because of that, right? I will try to show them, no, bro, it's possible, you can do it. They're like, no, and then they'll be mad at me, and they will pick fights with me, and I was like, okay, time to chill out. After all, I have Mars and Libra, I know how to keep it cute, I know when it's really important to be mad and aggressive, right? Oh yeah, actually, yeah, I have Mars in Libra. Mars is opposing me right now, but I'm not feeling opposed. I'm feeling actually very balanced and more ready to go at it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, Mars in Aries is just like this, bro. You gotta protect yourself. You gotta protect your individuality. You gotta make sure you are on your individuality and creativity, right? Like, I've been saying, bro, because like I have an Aquarius Stellium, I know I might sound repetitive, but if I do sound repetitive, it's because it's important, all right? So I'm gonna say it again. It's not enough to have your job, right? And first, when I say that, I come from a spiritual standpoint, because you need something of your own. You need your own project. You need your own career, not just the job career, but you need your own path. Today, like I start painting, for an example, and I want to be a great painter and sell my paintings for $1,000 in these or more in these galleries. That's your own track. You might work at the supermarket, you might work at Target or Pingo Doce over here in Portugal. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Lidl. But that doesn't mean you can't be next year selling your paintings for $1,000 in the fucking gallery, right? But now, what I've been saying is actually real. It's not enough to have your job, especially like in America, where the price of living is a bit more high. A lot of, especially young people, they need two jobs. You know what I'm saying? And before this happens to you in your geographical location, you need to start investing in yourself and create your own thing, right? Daria is saying true individuality and a level of selfishness is what truly brings out, it's truly what brings out in us a way to take care of the world and help others in ways that the person that sacrificed themselves for the world cannot. Bro, that's some real shit. And there has been some spells being thrown around that say that individuality and selfishness is wrong. Of course, anything that is too much is wrong. Actually, you can't be too much individual. You can't be too much of yourself. That's just not a thing, right? But you can be too selfish, of course, that's true. But you need selfishness. You need to be selfish. And if everybody is selfish, everybody then helps out each other, right? Because you know what's better for you, I know what's better for me, and we can, by doing that, we improve the world around us. Because I go clean the room, you think it's better for you to clean the room too? We come together and we both clean the room. While there has been created these perceptions where it's the other way around. It's like, oh, I think the better is to clean the room. And they'll be like, oh, me too. So let's fight to see who cleans the room. No, we both clean the room. You know what I'm saying? Gotta pave your own way. That's true. And the thing is, like I was saying, now it's a real necessity to pave your way. Even people with corporate jobs, even people with good paying jobs, they having such a good life anymore, you know, because inflation goes up, which is kind of BS because it's just numbers. Whoever is running the money system could just bring that shit down, right? There is no reason for us to be in debt. Every single country is in debt, but this is not a live stream about that, right? And you need to create your own way. Because imagine if you have a job, a normal job, and I ain't hating it, right? I'm not hating about normal jobs. It's okay. Most people need a normal job because they don't have their creative way. They don't have their spiritual way already paved out, already created. So they need a job to fucking live and survive. They can't go to the woods and hunt fucking deer meat, right? But you are kept. Even if you can rise the ranks of your company, you are kept, right? You might take years to go to the next pay role. You might take years to go to the next position. While if you have your own business, you are extremely connected to all possibilities. Because you might be making $0 right now, but as you get better, more in touch, and more confident with yourself, your product, and how to show value. Stunning Taurus, by the way, how to show your value and the value of your product / business. Today you can be making $0. Next year you can be making $1,000. It's like, okay, it's just $1,000, but in your normal job you can't go from 1,000 to 2,000 in 1 year. It will take more, right? Or if you can, you have to like lick somebody's boot, suck somebody's dick, spend a lot of time doing some shit you're not really interested to. You're gaining money, but you're losing spirit. You're losing connected to all possibilities. Always remember the 5-pointed stars. The first point, pointing up, represents your spirit. The other 4 points represent the elements that your spirit uses to have good experiences. And most people, they are living on an inverted 5-pointed star because they are allowing these elements to use their spirit. Fuck that shit. Another thing, Mars in Aries, to break through, get out of that. You must use the elements, you must use the world, not be used by it. But hey, to have a good experience here, you gotta know how to use and be used. But you gotta know how to use more than be used more. And I'm saying the only thing you should be really used It's by God, aka all possibilities, as a vessel to show yourself and others that, hey, we live in all possibilities. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Darius saying, it's a sweet spot. If you care for yourself, truly you'll be able to empathize with others, not fake self-care. Yes, and like I just said, you'll be an example how to be yourself. And others be like, oh, I can be myself and be successful too. That's God's work. That's God's work. Because in most spirits, 90% or more, or the spirits that come to this world and create human bodies, they came from condensed and lower animalistic natures. So it's natural for them, right, to see themselves as lower because that's where they came from, right? So if you are yourself and you see yourself on a higher light and you're successful, others see you doing that, and now they start to believe in themselves more. They're gonna start to believe in the universe more. They're gonna start to believe in all possibilities more. So that's another person on God's side. And you didn't force them, you didn't convert them, you didn't do a wololo. No, they got there themselves. And that's why also religion is bullshit. Because you have to convert somebody. You have to make them fear, or you have to make them gullible about some esoteric reward, afterlife reward. While all possibilities is just like, shit, I can do that myself too. I can be successful by being myself. I can get all this cash by being in my personal interests too. Shit, I want to do that. Not like, oh, I must respect the Lord, otherwise if I die I'll go to hell. Oh, I must not do that because Lord will punish me. Like, actually, we have to make a live stream talking about this, which is Islam is a dangerous religion. There is no more dangerous religion in a bigger scale than Islam, right? Because they have the most extreme Down syndrome. Not like Down syndrome as in when you have an extra chromosome on the 21st pair, right? That's not what I'm it actually makes sense. I don't want to say anything that the algorithm might punish me for, but they have the Down syndrome of they put themselves the most under something, under their Lord, and they sacrifice themselves and they sacrifice others for that, right? And they even stop eating, right? They stop eating when the sun is up on a certain time of the year. Bitch, no, I'm hungry, I eat. I'm the one that decides when I'm fucking eating or sleeping, not a fucking God in the sky or whatever. I decide that, right? Because what they're basically doing, they are misunderstanding, misjudging, and misusing an allegory. That whole thing of not eating when the sun is up basically means to detach from lower animalistic natures, detach from your desires, so you can spend more time with yourself and be more of yourself and be less of those desires. And what it actually means as well, in a physical term, is for you to don't put external sustenances within you so you can eat yourself. And if you consume yourself, you will create better awarenesses and imaginations about yourself. It's not to literally stop eating when the sun is up, then when the sun goes down, bro, that's so dumb, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. And then we need to talk about this, which is, for years now, there has been a lot of Muslim people coming into Europe. Actually, here in Portugal is not that bad. It's more people from India or Nepal or Bangladesh, and they're pretty chill. They just don't don't socialize. They don't know Portuguese, but they just be on their corner chilling. Because they don't want to be in Portugal. They want to come to Portugal, get a passport, and then go somewhere else. So they don't give a fuck. But Muslim people, especially I've seen it a lot in Germany, now they want to create an Islamic state in Germany. Bitch, what? You come to this foreigner land and you want to create your own state over there? That sounds like conquering. That sounds like pillaging and raping to me. Hell nah, bro, come on. These people accepted you in their land. They gave you shelter. They taught you their language. And now you want to bring an Islamic state to make them under your God? Bro, you with the devil. You not with the God. You with the devil. Go back over there, shut the fuck up. Go over there to the Middle East and go in your states over there. Go to your Islamic state over there. Why you need your Islamic state over here? Because back there you were a slave. Back there you couldn't do what you can do here. Back there you couldn't be all free like you are over here. And you want to bring domination? You want to bring limits and boundaries over here. Bro, we already pay taxes. You already have a government over here. We don't need an Islamic state. Shut the fuck up. These people crazy. It's true. They want to bring an Islamic state to Germany. Bruh. Are you out of your goddamn mind? You must be out of your goddamn mind because you are in your God's mind. That was created by a man. Ain't no God writing books. Ain't no spirit out of the body writing books and teaching other spirits. No, you gotta be in the body first. Oh, but somebody was inspired when they wrote the book, so they wrote the book, not God. Alright? And that's it, that's all, guys. So, let's go. Mars in Aries, right? Mars in Aries, being passionate, aggressive, frustrated, and motivated about your personal life, personal interests, and personal insecurities, so you can be your goddamn self. You can express yourself in new, creative, individual, and spiritual ways about yourself, so you and others know who you are, they know what you into, and they can either join you, or just like, hey, that's not for me. I'm not saying to go to war. Actually, Mars in Aries is the right time to go to war, but the only time you should go to war is when somebody is between you and your imaginations and goals, between you and all possibilities. Anything else is for the birds. You know what I'm saying? So, let's go real quick. Take a tarot card. We already did today daily tarot reading in my Instagram page. You can reach using the links down below. And I will do tarot reading for Mars in Aries, right? And like I'm feeling I'm being a bit too repetitive, but I want to really show you how important this alignment is. Mars in Aries. Like, just be yourself, bro. Even if you are unapologetic, even if you make others feel uncomfortable, if you don't go too far on it, you gotta be like that, right? Imagine you can stop being yourself because of others. Because especially if you are spiritual and you have your rituals, you are into astrology, you do tarot, whatever. If you stop because of others that are not into any of that, you are allowing a spirit with less uniqueness and less awarenesses stopping you, right? Or imagine in your mind, you might be thinking about astrology, you might be thinking about your creative endeavors, and then you feel ashamed. And then you feel like you shouldn't do it. Then you feel like you should be doing something else. You already have witchcraft in your mind, because that's not our natural space. Our natural space is like, ooh, I have this idea. How can I do it? What do I need? When will I do it? It's not like, oh man, but they will think this and maybe I shouldn't and I should. No, that's not your space. You know what I'm saying? And just to finalize this deal, let's go now into the tarot reading. Like, I do not respect anybody that makes fun of astrology or spirituality or tarot and then they don't know what's going on. They don't want to know more and they don't think or they don't believe in themselves and they don't think that they have power in their lives, right? I don't want these people to be like, oh, the universe is random. I don't know. Oh, I feel this way, but I don't know why. I'm telling you why. Because Mars is over here and you have Mars over there. That's why. Oh, but how do you know? Trust me, I'm an astrologer, tarot reader, spiritualist. You know what I'm saying? So I know what's going on. I know why we're creating these events and feeling this way. And you are making fun of me or saying that astrology ain't real, for an example, while you don't know, while you kind of lost in your life, why you don't believe there is a reason behind existence. So why you exist? There is a reason behind that, right? Get a tarot reading, natal chart reading, personal consultation with me right now. You know what I'm saying? So, Mars in Aries tarot reading. Let's go. If you have Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, this reading is for you, and you are the example. You are what people are passionate or aggressive about, or you are the example of what to be passionate, aggressive, and frustrated about, or you might be the guiding light for anybody that wants to be into their passions and creativity, but they feel kind of hold back. They feel kind of limited. You can be the one, be like, hey bro, you just gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see a card for all the Arieses out there. Mars in Aries. In your goddamn sign. Let's see what card we got for you. There we go. Three of Pentacles. So Mars in Aries will bring to all the Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mars the ability to be more or have new awarenesses that are more realistic, logical, down to earth, and that deal with security, safety, privacy, efficiency, and profit. Let's go to Taurus. Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising, Taurus Venus, and Scorpio Sun sign, because your Sun sign is the opposition of your Earth sign is the opposition of your Sun sign. So if you have Sun in Scorpio, you have Earth in Taurus, and Taurus is also ruled by the Earth. There we go for all the Tauruses. Cardinal Fire, King of Wands. So you gotta be, or you can be, a great spiritual support. You can show yourself and others how to be more consistent and more realistic and more on point with your creativity, individuality, passion, motivation, aggressiveness, frustration, and spiritual belief systems. Let's go to Gemini. Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Mercury. You are sextiling Mars in Aries, so you have an opportunity to be more passionate, more unique, more real, and more spiritual about your personal interests, personal life, personal insecurity, passions, and frustrations. There you go. And to be more sure, just make sure to not go too far and get too aggressive or too full of yourself, because remember the Sun is exalted in Aries, so you might go too ego, because usually you don't have so much ego. So when the Mars is in Aries, or when the Sun is in Aries, when the Sun is in Aquarius, because usually you don't have that ego within you, now it comes and strikes you or like super hard, and now you go super crazy with it. So Gemini's 10 of Cups. So Mars in Aries can make you feel too much, can make you dream too much, can make you be lost a little bit in your imaginations, dreams, and illusions, or you can get very, very connected, deeply, spiritually connected and attached to your passions, motivation, aggressiveness, frustrations, and your spiritual belief system. So negatively, too much emotion, too much dreams and illusions. Positively, a deep connection to yourself, your sense of self, your sureness about yourself and your spiritual purpose through creativity and individuality. All right? Let's move to Cancer. Cardinal Water, Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, and Jupiter. you guys are squaring Mars in Aries. So you are learning how to be more naturally and to the point, passionate and motivated about things that deal with your personal life, personal interests and personal insecurities, and not some moods or comfort or privacy or like, oh, Virgo, the Hermit for Cancers. Cancers learning how to be a bit more private, a bit more efficient, organized, and on point with how real and efficient you can be with your passions, motivations, anger, and frustration. So this basically is telling me that Cancers are learning how to be passionate and frustrated about things that really matter, so they don't waste too much of their energy and their ability to manifest, because they're ruled by the moon and Jupiter is exalted in Cancers, so they can manifest and open portals and change positions real quick. So if you're passionate and frustrated about the wrong things, that's where you're going to go real quick. And you're going to waste your energy and your time, because then you got to redo it and go around and go the roundabouts. So if you learn how to be more efficient and to be more realistic with your passions and motivations, aggressive and frustration, you're going to open the right portals and create and initiate the new moods, moons, and emotions. Let's move to Leo. Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising. You guys are trining Mars in Aries, so you have a gift to be more initiative, more fresh, and more unique with your passions, motivation, anger, and frustration. And you have a gift to not be so much following clout, following validation, security, or pleasure when it comes to your personal interests and insecurities, and you go more for what's real and what's more for you. Reversed Ace of Wands. So you have a very unique thought, vision, imagination, creativity, or spiritual belief system, but you are misunderstanding it or being misunderstood by it. Just keep doing it on your own way, you know? Let's move on to Virgos. Virgo Sun. Only for Virgo Suns, Prince of Swords with Mars in Aries. So you are creating a new way to associate and share in a logical, more light and intellectual and sophisticated way your passions, motivation, aggressiveness, frustration, and your personal interests and personal insecurities for the Virgo Suns only. Then Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising, and Virgo Mercury. You are inconjuncting Mars in Aries, so you might not be understanding and finding it weird why everybody's so passionate, why everybody's so full of themselves, why everybody's so ready and perhaps too fast, too exalted, and doing and acting and talking too much or too fast about their passions and motivations. And you have Seven of Swords, so you are separating from old personal interests or old ways to feel, see, and act about your personal interests or insecurities, so you can, in a logical way. Yeah, so you are separating from an old way to think, communicate, and analyze about your personal interests and personal insecurities, so you can be inspired and get into new ways to logically process, communicate, and analyze your personal interests and insecurities, passion, motivation, aggressiveness, frustration, and deep desires. Libra, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising, Libra Venus, Libra Saturn, because Saturn is exalted in Libra, and you are opposing Mars in Aries, but Libras deal well with opposition, especially Libra Rising, like me, because we have all the houses in the opposite energy. So you might be feeling opposite, like everybody is too passionate, too rashful, too reckless, or you might be feeling balanced. Oh, finally, I'm ready. I'm not thinking so much. I'm not caring so much about appearances. I'm not caring so much about relationships. I'm not caring so much about others. I'm caring about myself and what's real for me, right? So hold on. We got the card. No, it's just some cards popping out. We want one card. for all the Libras out there. Mars in Aries for them. What does that mean? There we go. Reversed Ace of Pentacles. So see, Leos and Libras, the L signs, the ones that go for the light, for the desires, for the looks, for the ladies, for the Rees, for the pleasures, right? You're getting reversed aces because you have a unique opportunity, in the case Libras, you have a unique opportunity to be more real, profitable, efficient, or to build up something using your passion, motivation, anger, and frustration, and deep desires that deal with your personal insecurities and personal interests, but you are misunderstanding that opportunity or being misunderstood because you're bringing something very new and different. Let's go to Scorpio. Scorpio Sun. Only Scorpio Suns right now. Okay? Seven of Pentacles. You are separating from old ways to be real, efficient, and profitable with your desires, angers, and passions, so you can be inspired and have new ways to be real, efficient, and on point with your passions, frustrations, and deep desires. Scorpio's Moon. Rising. Scatteredness. Okay. Nothing wrong. Just some scatteredness. Scorpio Mars, Pluto, and Uranus, because Uranus is exalted in Scorpio. And you are misunderstanding Mars in Aries, but you're also ruled by Mars. So you're just thinking like you may be enjoying this Mars in Aries, but maybe you're thinking / feeling everybody is too expressive and too naive, and you want to be a bit more internal and calculative with it, manipulative, right? So you have Five of Wands in reverse, so you're getting more connected emotionally with your visions, imaginations, passions, motivation, aggressiveness, and frustration, or you too dreamy and delusional about your desires, and that is making you misunderstand your passion and aggressiveness, or others are misunderstanding you because how you are attached or how you feeling or expressing your feelings about your passions, aggressiveness, deep desires, personal interests, and insecurities. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Jupiter. You are trining Mars in Aries, so you have a gift to be more initiative, more unique, individual, real, and spiritual about your passions, motivations, anger, and frustrations, and about your personal interests and personal insecurities. Make sure to use this gift. Don't let it go away. Don't let it rotten. All right? Come on. There we go. It took some time, so maybe you're thinking too much or you're feeling too much, Sagittarius. Kind of holding yourselves back about this. Five of Swords. Yeah, time to detach. Time to get lighter. And separate from certain emotions and feelings, desires, attachment of past moments, so you can be more logical, more organized, but still connected emotionally and spiritually to your passions, motivation, anger, and frustration. So you gotta be a bit more logical, you're a bit more communicative, or you should be thinking a bit more about how you feel and about how you attracting and manifesting things through your passions and aggressiveness when it comes to your personal life, insecurities, and personal interests. Let's move to Capricorn. Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon. Capricorn Moons only Prince of Wands, Capricorn Moon's attracting something that will help them share their visions and spirituality, or you're attracting somebody that needs you to help them how to be more real and consistent and apply limits and boundaries to how they share their dreams, illusions, visions, and imaginations, or spiritual belief systems. Taurus, Capricorn rising, Saturn and Mars. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so Capricorn feeling a lot of this energy here, right? And you are squaring Mars in Aries, so you learn how to be more ready, how to do a bit more, how to be a bit more excited and motivated, and the world is learning from you how to be more calm, how to have more limits and boundaries, and how to be more realistic about passions and aggressiveness. Let's go. Some cards. One card, I mean, for Capricorn. There we go. And we have reversed 8 of Swords. So that means that you are spending a lot of time or feeling stuck in one thought, one idea, conversation, connection, or relationship when it comes to your personal interests or personal insecurities, or you feel supported, or you are being supported by a relationship or a thought, but you are misunderstanding or being misunderstood in that situation. Let's move to Aquarius. Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising, Aquarius Uranus, Aquarius Saturn, Aquarius Saturn only, the Fool, Uranus. You have the opportunity to create any stability, any reality, any networking and associations that you want, if they are unique and individual and with some spiritual basis. Because remember, Saturn is in Pisces right now, Mars and Mercury in Aries, all right? And Mercury Aquarius, because Aquarius is exalted in Mercury, not in Virgo. You are sextiling Mars in Aries, so you have the opportunity to be more ready as well, to be more action-wise, to be more direct and sure about your passions, motivations, anger, and frustration, and about your personal desires, personal insecurities, and personal interests. So let's see what card we have for all the Aquariuses, big heads, stubborn Aquarius, because you and Aries are basically the same. Aquarius just think more, and are a bit more limited, and they do a bit less than what they should be doing. And they talk a bit and think a bit too much, right? And they have the Tower. Great moment for Aquarius, because Aquarius love building, right? Aquarius love building up to something. So now Aquarius have the opportunity to tear something down that was being built before, and they can start building again in a more refreshed, unique, passionate, motivated, or frustrated, but also the key point, more creative, unique, and spiritual way. So tearing down something that wasn't creative, that wasn't personal, that wasn't within your personal interests or insecurities, and now you can build that up again in a more personal, creative, and spiritual way. It might be a bit, it might hurt a little bit, it might be a bit weird and uncomfortable, but it's good in the end of the day, alright? And lastly but not least, our powerful Pisces, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, mutable water, Pisces Rising, Neptune, Jupiter, and Venus, because Venus is exalted in Jupiter, in Pisces. You are fatal attracting Mars in Aries, so you might be feeling a bit more emotional, a bit more soft, a bit more creative and spiritual about this more initiative, aggressive, and ready, straight to the point about creativity and spirituality. But that's the world kind of needs you to bring some purpose, some cuteness, pleasure, and enjoyment to the party because of your Venus exaltment. And if you have reverse Nine of Cups, Pisces, you have the opportunity to elevate your emotional state. You have the opportunity to elevate your love, care about yourself. You have the opportunity to elevate your ability to see the unseen. You have the opportunity to interpret the world and know what's going on. You have the opportunity to be more divine and to realize your power and responsibility in the events around your life. But you or others are misunderstanding the process of elevation or the new elevated you. Because sometimes we need some time to get used to the new self. So if we need time, others need even more time. Right? So it's everything for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. Book a reading with me, a personal consultation, dream interpretation, tarot reading, natal chart reading, just a talk. So that's what I called an esoteric cloud travel. We're just talking about stuff in your life. I help you bring more logic, but also more lightness to it. That's how I do, esoteric cloud surfer, right? And I hope you enjoyed the stream. Leave a like and subscribe if you did. Use the links down below. Help us grow the channel. The world needs to know more about this type of wisdom and knowledge. So thank you very much for watching once again. Before I surf out, I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, and a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. Always remember to believe in yourself. Always remember to believe in all possibilities, and always remember that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self, especially right now, Mars in Aries. If you ain't yourself, why are you alive? Till the next time, I see you soon. Friday, I'm gonna be live talking about Venus in Taurus.